Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back with another character review. And this character review is going to be on Gold Mythic Commander John. And oh boy, this toon, he's potentially going to cause a lot of problems in the near future for everyone. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing good and I'm staying safe for the most part. And yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get this out before cross-region war. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into this character review, shall we? Commander John, Saviors. Let's take a look at his stats. His attack stat is 20,228. His defense is 12,642. And his HP is 17,700. His trait is tough. His role is a support toon, just like Rosita should have been, but anyway. And his allegiance is a member of the Saviors. Now let's take a look at his adrenaline rush, biological warfare. The recharge rate is 66 AP, the standard for pretty much most gold mythics. All teammates get 25% attack, 40% for Savior Allegiance teammates instead. For each enemy with infection status effect for 3 turns, deal 600% damage to an enemy. This is a pretty solid adrenaline rush, but there's other parts of his kit that I feel like are way better. But this is just the start. For those, some of y'all, maybe most of y'all already know, but you know, the main part of his whole kit is infection, and that 600% damage is a nice amount of damage, but damage is kind of important on his kit, but it's not the most important thing, as you guys will see and as you guys probably already know. So biological warfare, a pretty decent adrenaline rush in my opinion. Now let's take a look at his signature move, Weaken. The initial cooldown is turn 1, number of cooldowns 2 turns, number of uses unlimited. A line of enemies get 75% heal reduction for 2 turns if they have infection, and targets without it get 50% infection for 2 turns instead. Deal 400% damage to that line of enemies. Again, the adrenaline rush does a little bit better damage, but the damage isn't really the big thing about either one. It's that infection and heal reduction. And honestly, I'm liking the signature move just a little bit better than I am the adrenaline rush. But that tells you how good both are. So both of them are pretty solid to begin with. So yeah, but there's someone else, you know, that you can team up with him that is going to help with that heal reduction. And you guys already know who that is. Pretty good adrenaline rush and pretty good signature move. Maybe even better than the adrenaline rush in my opinion. Now let's take a look at his mythic abilities. Cunning. When attacking or being attacked, 30% less likely to trigger enemy weapon effects and walker effects you know, if you level this up, I'm sure it's going to work how it's supposed to. No need to really go into Cunning. You know, I don't think it's going to be the number one most important mythic ability, but we'll go over them and see which one I think is the most important one. Cunning actually might not be. Perfect Assault. At the start of each wave, 100% chance to save your allegiance and one other teammate get 100% attack down resistance for 2 turns. I mean, this one could be a good one, depending on whatever situation you're in battle, or, you know, war, or raids, or whatever. Yeah, I don't think it's, like, terrible, but is it the number one most important one? Maybe, maybe not, but we'll go down and see which one I think is the most important one. Disease Protection. When an enemy receives infection, 80% chance a random teammate gets Guardian Shield. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like that. Like, let's just say if for whatever reason you don't have Rosita, the new Rosita, excuse me. Okay, if you don't have Rosita, and chances are, you know, Commander John is going to infect people, that's a pretty dang good chance that he's going to give a random teammate Guardian Shield. So that one I feel like would definitely be worth leveling up for sure. Potent Strain. When infection is cleansed from an enemy, 50% chance they get 100% infection for 2 turns. Oh man. That one I feel like is going to be the absolute best mythic ability to level up on Commander John. Not only is he getting given out infection on his Adrenaline Rush and his signature move, plus this mythic ability. I mean, you know, I wish everybody good luck that has to eventually come up against these Commander John teams, because you know they're going to happen. It's going to be a bit of a grind for sure, but you know what? It's worth the grind. Definitely for sure. So, I think all of them might be worth leveling up to an extent, except especially Disease Protection and Potent Strain. Those are the absolute most important ones, in my opinion. The other two you can leave for later, I feel like, and you could get by with it, honestly. Now, he has a leader skill. Let's take a look at it. Oh boy. All teammates get 40% attack. At the start of each wave, 3 random enemies get 100% infection for 3 turns. Like I said, when these Commander John teams eventually happen, you might see the new St. Patty's Day Rosita on that team. And with that infection and the 100% heal reduction combined, you can kiss your team goodbye. Whew, it's gonna be very problematic for sure. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you guys something. You know, since next week is going to be the last week of the current league seasons, see, I like to take it easy, and I don't hardly get on RTS on the last week of the current league season, but I'm going to definitely be changing those plans, because I plan on grinding for Commander John for sure. I mean, he's going to be an absolute beast. Man, that leader skill is absolutely crazy, for sure. And like I said, it's going to be very problematic in the near future, for sure. very good leader skill, you know. And people, and myself included, we honestly thought that he was going to be a premium toon, and honestly, they could have got away with him being a premium toon. It's just going to be one heck of a grind to get him. Now, let's take a look at his weapon, and he doesn't have a weapon, so you could pretty much put whatever you want into his hands. And honestly, I'm having a real hard time figuring a weapon out for John. Honestly, I would say I think I will say, I will leave that up to you. Whatever you want to put on him. I really don't have any recommendations. Because he has a weapon. The Slaughter Spring event started like a couple of hours ago. So, real quick, yeah, so he's going to be a huge problem. Absolutely, but I definitely think he's worth the grind. So let's take a look at his this weapon. Commander John's assault rifle, 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, attack up versus debilitating. When attacking an enemy with a debilitating effect, gain 50% attack and 1535. Honestly, I would say if you can get the weapon, I would go ahead and get the weapon. I think it fits for John. But if you can't get the weapon, don't worry about it. The number one priority should definitely be the toon. The weapon is, I think it'll be decent. If you can get the weapon, get the weapon. If you can't get the weapon, I wouldn't worry too much about it. As long as you can get all 5 copies of Commander John. And, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his overall outfit, but that really doesn't matter all that much. He's going to be an absolute beast and huge problem for sure to come up against. And I don't think I have much else left to say. That's all I got for you guys for today. And what are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Commander John? Are you planning on grinding for him? Do you think he's bad? I mean, that might be a stupid question, but maybe people out there might think that. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking a little crazy, but whatever your thoughts are on Commander John, let me know down in the comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.